Sam Warbeck coming in here from the Training Simplified booth at the SHRM conference, and I'm here with Ivana from Open LMS, here to talk about Open LMS and what you all do from a training standpoint. So, Ivana, welcome. What is it about SHRM? Like, what for Open LMS? Why this conference?
So Open LMS, we're a fully hosted, supported vendor, but we don't fit into just one little box. It's kind of anyone that has a need for online learning, we can kind of adapt into their system being open source. So with that, the SHRM audience, from financials to healthcare to extended workforce, we could help support all of their online learning needs.
That's great. And at Training Simplified, we work with a lot of extended workforce too, frontline all over the place. When you got to get messages to those folks, that's a big challenge. And so it sounds like that's one of the specialties that you all have, is that extended workforce. What does that look like for Open LMS? Who are those types of clients? What do they use Open LMS for?
No, that's a great question. So again, back to that open source piece, that community, that is just such a game changer for us, because one of my clients, Green Flower, they're the extended workforce piece of it. Is they're a completely different niche market, and they had a very specific use case for an e-commerce component. They wanted to utilize Shopify, and we were able to do a great deep integration on Shopify because we're open source, and we were able to get to different models versus when we start switching over and we look at a few other clients like maybe Treating the Street, which is more in the financial world, and it's that extended workforce, extended training, and then shifting into the manufacturing. I mean, 3 different types of industries, but Open LMS was able to provide a solution based off of their use case and what they needed the systems to look like and how they needed the user experience to feel like, while we manage all the back end, the upgrades, the bug fixes and such, but also leaning on the open source community of Moodle, where that just bringing not only the Open LMS development team, but a community worldwide of development. So then our clients are constantly getting new innovations and just new features and functionalities, so then there's growth in the platform.
That's interesting. So like a lot of LMSs are locked down. We do one thing. We've got your SHRM courses, your XAPI courses. You upload them, you manage them into a content library. But this seems very different, that like you're integrating with things like Shopify and things like that. How does that an integration like that work? Like that's so far beyond what I think most people think about when they think about a learning management system. How do you make that all seamless and work together for somebody like that?
So very much that open source, the plug and play piece of it. We have a great team during onboarding that helps identify what the use case is and how they need that user experience to be, and just saying, okay, this plugin, this integration, how do we need to make that connection? Are we going to do it through XAPI, or are we going to just utilize a native plugin feature that Open LMS exclusively developed? So it just, again, goes back to that customization and that flexibility of just an out-of-the-box solution rather than maybe some of our competitors out there in this space.
That's so interesting. So like if a customer is coming going, I want a learning solution, I need to teach and scale my learning content, and I need a platform to do that, but I need it to do more than just host learning. I need it to integrate with other things or get creative. That's the ideal. Like that's where you all come in and work with the team to customize that for what somebody's looking for.
It's an ecosystem, right? Your learning management system is so powerful and so useful to organizations, but it's just a piece of the puzzle. You know, there's so many of these other systems that we need to connect to either push back information or to grab information about learners and how we're going to upskill them. But again, open source and connecting it through those API pieces, just having that ecosystem of software and not just limiting it, okay, I have this LMS, but I can't take that into my HRS system. But just being able to push back information, bring other information, again, use flow of, I'm in Shopify, but I'm going to have a seamless integration once I get that purchase of the course. And now my user, I know, hey, I got to go through this journey of this onboarding path where I need to go next. That's, again, just so powerful. And with the Open LMS team, we also provide support. So not only are we hosting it, but our unlimited support model, and just really engaging with our clients of like, how can we make this easier for you? What issues have you run into? Have you seen the new upgrades that we've just done? Let's implement these new plugins that are now available to you.
That's great. So you get like a whole team of resources available. It's not just a customer service person or customer success. It's like a whole team of people to make sure that whatever your integration is in the tech specs, you've got the help there to make it come to life and keep it supported and working.
Yeah, it's so great. I mean, the team behind us is global as well. And so when I think that you have a global presence, what may be the trend in the US versus what we're seeing in EMEA, and then how that benefits all of our clients to put in that innovation into the platform and then being able to meet that use case. So although we're open source, we're extending also that Moodle core code and making extended functionality. Again, hitting back to the different extended workforces, the construction company that we're currently about to onboard. So cool. It is going out to a partnership that they just launched and training that new organization on how to install their fiber optic cables.
Super cool.
So it's predominantly this specific group of users, mobile, online, directly in the field, getting what they need to.
It makes sense. I feel like so many, as a former head of learning and somebody who's implemented a lot of LMSs, you've got unique challenges at every company that you're at that you're trying to solve. Like, it's not just the LMS that you're trying to put in. You're trying to solve 5 or 6 different problems at the same time. And often you feel confined by software and you want it to help out, and it's very complicated to do that because it's got, these are big software platforms. And so it sounds like if you're a head of learning or somebody who's focused on implementing an LMS and you've got a lot of unique challenges to solve and you want to get creative with how you're using an LMS and not just use a canned out of the box solution, this is maybe an option to explore, to be able to figure out I don't know how to solve it, but I know I want to do something different. This is the place to look to maybe come up with some of those options.
Absolutely. And when we're bringing on new clients and onboarding, and the biggest reason is why did you end up going with us, is again that customization piece and being able to really address our pain points, but then not only address, we know that we can grow with you. In a couple of years, I'm not going to have to go back out here and go through this discovery process. We're going to be able to adapt. Another client of mine, they have started mostly internal, and then they extended out to the extended workforce, and now they also put an e-commerce component behind it too. So now you've started from internal, external, and now you're incorporating e-commerce. That's 3 different life cycles, all within Open LMS.
That's awesome. Super cool. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Last question, favorite Hillary Duff song?
This is what dreams are made of.
Love it. That's so good. Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys.